Hey everybody, thank you for jumping on the West Dear Steve channel. My name is Steve Brennan, and thank you so much for joining. Everything you hear today is going to be my opinion, but it will be well researched, I promise you, and I will do my best to arm you with everything you need to fact check anything that I say here today and formulate your own opinions. If you are new to this channel, I am a government transparency activist in a small rural Pennsylvania community called West Dear. And just like in many other communities across the country, maybe even including yours, local government goes largely unchecked, and it is our responsibility to be a part of the checks and balances of government to hold them accountable. And that's what this channel is about. It's about you and me joining forces, learning what our rights are, and not just where I live, but where you live too, and showing government really who the boss is. So that's why we're here. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, it's free for you and it's helpful to me. Please hit the subscribe button. That will help me get this content out to other people in my community and into your community that don't even realize that they need to hear this type of information. So please do that if you haven't already. It would be very helpful to me. And with that, today we're going to talk about Gavin Robb. And we've talked about him before. He got caught in kind of a lie a couple of months ago. We talked about it in its own video. I'll put it over my shoulder here. But in our latest meeting with the Township supervisors, we caught him in a bit of a lie of omission, and kind of a big one. So to set the stage, I first want to tell you that in December, I had the opportunity to attend the Pennsylvania Office of Open Records annual training. But I was kind of taken aback when I heard them say this.
Now, there has been one specific thing. For litigation matters, the Commonwealth Court has approved of a trial court's order. So this basically says if you're going into executive session to discuss litigation, you must name, when saying we're going into executive session, you must name the parties, docket number of the case, and the court in which it was filed. So that's very specific. For identifiable complaints or threatened litigation, you state the nature of the complaint, but not the identity of the complainant. So there is, if it's a case that's already been filed, you just go specific. If not, you kind of talk about the nature of the complaint, but not the identity of the complainant.
So that kind of surprised me because I don't really recall them ever going into much detail at all about their executive sessions. So in our most recent meeting, when Gavin Robb said this.
Yes, the board met in executive session prior to the public hearing, which preceded tonight's meeting to discuss matters of litigation.
It made me wonder if Gavin was even aware that there is case law about what they're required to say during executive session. So I came up during public comment and we had this kind of awkward exchange.
Steve Brennan, Bakerstown, Colonial Road. For the executive session this afternoon, for items of litigation, the Commonwealth Court's now asserted that via Reading Eagle versus Council of the City of Reading, you're supposed to let us know the names of the parties in the litigation, the docket number, and the court in which it was filed. Can you give us that for?
I don't have that handy right now. We'll have you follow up.
Can you follow up with everybody?
I won't be able to do that tonight. Because I'm not sure. I guess I could probably just people on my own.
I mean, you could. I mean, you should. You know some of it. You don't know.
There are a couple matters that are involving insurance litigation. There are we also have a litigation that involves one of the fire companies. That's all I have to right now.
Okay, thank you.
So it was like prying teeth to get any information from Gavin. But a couple of things of interest there. One is he definitely knew there was a rule in place that he's supposed to be sharing this information. How do we know that? Well, because he shared information more than he was sharing before, right? If he did not think that this was the case, he wouldn't have said anything. And that would have been that. And we would have had offline conversations with Dan Mader to get to the bottom of it. But no, he absolutely knew, because he did eventually share that there was a couple of matters of insurance-related matters. There was a matter with one of the fire departments. And I guess that's all he could remember. So after that meeting, everybody went home. And a week went by, and I hadn't heard anything from Gavin Robb, as he promised. So I sent him an email, and what I got back was an email from Dan Mader. And what you'll see on your screen here are the matters of litigation that were discussed during that meeting.
There are a couple matters that are involving insurance litigation.
And yes, there are a couple of matters of insurance litigation here. We're going to get to those in just a second.
We also have a litigation that involves one of the fire companies.
I'm not sure why he's being vague here. It's West Deer Volunteer Fire Department number 1. He absolutely knows which one that is. I'm not sure why he was kind of hedging here. And there was actually a conversation about my Office of Open Records litigation. I'm not sure how that slipped his mind.
That's all I have for right now.
So yeah, Gavin's just gonna Gavin. He's gonna, in my opinion, just kind of do whatever is in his best interest. And it doesn't really matter what the law says. If it's helpful to him, he'll let you know about it. And if it's not helpful to him, he'll just kind of keep it to himself. If we're not going to call him out on the carpet for it, he's just going to do it, right? And that's completely inappropriate. It's completely inappropriate. He's not allowed to do that, right? But he's looking out for number 1. He's looking out for his clients, which isn't us. It's Dan Mader and the Board of Supervisors, presumably. And I looked up these two matters of litigation that are these two insurance matters of litigation. I don't see any reference of them at all in the last year that I've been going to these meetings. And I have pretty good notes, and I've read the transcripts, and I don't see it. Can you guys look? Do you see any reference? And one of these matters was water encroaching on somebody's property. And another was a matter of a car accident where they claimed the signage was inadequate. I've never heard of either one of these cases. Why are they not bringing them up? So obviously, I have a voice. I certainly speak my mind on matters that concern me, so you guys know about what I've got going on. And the fire department had previously disclosed to the public that they were starting litigation against the township over money that the township is not giving them, which is its own video, and we'll be doing that really soon. And then there's these other two matters. So if people weren't advocating for themselves, you would never know any of this was going on. So it's just another example of them lying to you one way or another if it doesn't fit their needs. And remember, the First Amendment, it's not just freedom of press and freedom of speech and freedom of religion. There is a Festivus clause in there that says you have the right to redress grievances with your government. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you have the right to call and say, this isn't right. And you can say that any way you want to. And I encourage you to do it. So I'm going to put the email address of the township manager, Dan Mader, and I'm going to put the phone number of the municipal building that you can call yourself. It is your right. I encourage you guys to exercise that right and let them know that we're paying attention and we see things that we don't think are right, and we want you to change it. So exercise that right this month with your government and let them know what they're doing that you would like to see changed. And it might be this thing that I'm talking about, or it might be something else. But don't skip on your First Amendment right to petition your government. So that's what I got for you today. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I look forward to seeing you in upcoming meetings, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
To simply say personnel matters or litigation tells nothing. The reason stated must be sufficiently specific to inform those present that there is in reality a specific, discrete matter or area which the board has determined should be discussed in executive session. So give the public as much as you can without violating the reasons why it's an executive session.